Coming up this week on Big Sky Outdoors. We head to northwest Montana and follow the salmon through the fall spawning run, harvest a few, and demonstrate a couple of great ways to enjoy these fish streamside. Next on Big Sky Outdoors.
Second place in a race for a piece of the pie.
Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. By Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. And by Pierce RV, Montana's premier RV dealer.
Yeah, we're up here in Eureka on the Tobacco River trying to catch some kokanee. They run up to the river this time of year to spawn, and it's the only time where they let you snag them.
There we go. Well, snagging is kind of an enigma because usually we tell folks you can't snag fish. But in this case, there are limited opportunities in Region 1 where you can snag kokanee salmon. Snagging is an effective way to allow folks to take advantage of the resources because these are landlocked sockeye salmon. Basically, a kokanee is a landlocked sockeye salmon. So it dies after it spawns. So people aren't snagging fish that are going to live anyway. Those fish. Sounds kind of brutal, but it's actually a very fun thing for many people, and it allows them to utilize a resource where they couldn't because these dying kokanee are not going to bite. You can only snag them.
Oh, that was a fish. Oh, got one.
The other thing to think about if you're snagging is that standard limits apply. So limit in Region 1 with kokanee is 20 kokanee per day and 40 in possession. So you have to stick to that limit. As far as the season, generally it starts September 15th and run through November 30th. But folks that do it know, there's a certain time when they're going to be in there, and if they aren't in there, you're out of luck. So the thing to do is to make sure you study the regulations in the area you would like to fish, because the opportunities are pretty limited.
Just came up with my daughter today, do a little fishing. Good opportunity just to fill up the freezer and get some meat for winter. I know a lot of people, they look down on snagging just because it's not exactly the most purest way to fish, but a lot of times if these fish are going to die anyway, not a bad idea.
It's on my bucket list is why I come in. I mean, they're good eating. They're good eating from the lake. I've never snagged them. We come up here last year and we were late in the season. I like them smoked. I mean, smoked fish hard to beat. You go to the grocery store. I mean, it's good stuff.
Okay, so I'm taking a little bit different take on the snagging the salmon here today. Brought my fly rod. I like casting a fly rod. Probably more comfortable with the fly rod than I actually am with the spinning rod. And then I threw on a big old flashy streamer, just green, something I can see with a little bit of chenille in it. It's got a nice, fairly large hook to grab them when it's stripping through. And so the plan is I'm just gonna hook it in there and strip it over the top of the salmon as they're all laying in the bed there. So see what happens. Definitely a little more difficult than maybe the other traditional snagging route, that's for sure. There you go. Nice big purple streamer so I can see it hit the fish.
Rolled it across its back. You gotta be careful you don't set the hook too hard, it'll come right out of the water, hit you in the face. There we go.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. This month's specials include High Country Jerky, just $11.99, and Hostess Bag Donuts, 2 for $5. Pabst or Rainier Beer Cubes, $16.49 each. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
Alright, well, we're here on Graves Creek and up by Eureka, Montana, and we're gonna fillet up some kokanee salmon that we just caught. So I got my fillet knife, my little board, and a little bag to put the fish in after I get them filleted. Basically, when you fillet a fish out like this, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, but one of the quickest ways is I'll cut in right here and then I'll just follow right along the vertebrae and then flip it over, and a little bit of ribs right there, but those will just come right out when we smoke them. If you want, you can leave the skin attached like that, and then you can just take your knife and push right through, and it takes the skin right off, just like that. So if you're gonna cook it, there's the fillet with no skin, ready to go. My mama rolled the lightning. This one spawned out already, but there's a few, there's an egg left right there. When they're spawning like this, they get real slimy because all their scales are off. And so that normally I would just leave the skin on, but since it's coming off so easily with one swipe, I figured I might as well take it off, and then that way when we smoke them, it'll be a little cleaner. I'll rinse this off. What'll happen is when we put them in the smoker, the oil in the fish will start to separate and cook out, and then the skin will just come right off. And so that's the advantage of starting to cook it a little bit, putting it in the smoker. So this is probably a female, just looks like a regular fish. So you see the difference. This one has a big hump on the back, kind of a hooked jaw, and they're slightly larger. And then the female is just more of a normal curve on its back and a smaller mouth. That's a good looking fillet right there. That's pretty much what they're supposed to look like.
Shut off the lights now, lock all the doors. I only got 3 minutes, babe, before this moment starts to fade. I only got 3 minutes, babe. Oh.
So we're getting ready to smoke these fish up. I got my smoker out here. One of the cool things is it has a thermometer right here on the front, which is really important because when you're smoking fish or meat or anything like that, you don't want to get too hot, because once the meat cooks, then it's going to stop absorbing all that smoke. We're going to smoke our fish today around 250 degrees. We're going to use some cherry smoking chips today. We're going to cook them for about 2 hours. We'll see how it goes. They're pretty thin fillets, so it might only take an hour and a half. Yeah, we're just gonna stack them up in here. It's gonna take us a little bit and then we'll get it fired up. Okay, slide that in there. So I'll just do one load of chips and that's it. And that's all the smoke that you need. And then the rest of the time you're just gonna use the heat from the smoker. Okay.
How's it going, buddy?
You know, I've been coming up to hunt this ranch for 15 years.
Yeah, he helps a little bit. He's more of just somebody to laugh at.
It's really been great. And now it's a lot more fun with, you know, my girls.
Just the look on the kids' faces when they finally knock one down. Something that I'll remember forever.
Without that relationship, they wouldn't have that opportunity.
It's landowners and hunters working together is what makes things work the best.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Bailey from Montana Army Navy with this week's Outdoor Gear Guide, and today we're talking about rain jackets. So right here we have a really popular option made by Marmot. The pre-sip jacket has been around for a long time. It's very breathable, it's lightweight, it's packable, and the nice thing about this jacket is it's got pit zips to keep you cool if you're doing any strenuous activities. Hey, another great option is a jacket made by Red Ledge. It's also very packable and lightweight. And one of the nice things about this jacket is it's got taped zippers to keep some of that extra water out. If you guys have any further questions, feel free to come visit us at Army Navy in Whitefish or Kalispell, or visit us online at montanaarmynavy.com.
Army Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Looking for a new RV? Look no further than Pierce RV Supercenter, Montana's premier RV dealer. Come and shop the huge selection of fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, and even RV rentals. Plus, don't miss the fully stocked parts and accessory department. Pierce RV Supercenter has an RV that's right for any size family at prices that will fit any budget. Pierce RV Supercenter, located in Billings, Great Falls, and Kalispell. Come see us today or visit us online at piercerv.com.
How's it going? Nico here with Big Sky Outdoors. We're cooking some fish tacos right by the river here today. Caught them all today. Actually, we snagged them today. Did a little smoking over here, and we're going to show you a real simple technique to enjoy some delicious fish tacos right by the river. So a little butter in the pan. We're going to start a little garlic in the butter first, kind of give it a little flavor before we add the salmon. These are pretty thin fillets, real delicate. Want to try and keep them together if possible. Got a plethora of delicious seasonings here we're gonna add and hopefully get them going here pretty quick. As we do this, we're gonna, kind of continually try and cook these little tortillas and get them ready. Little corn tortillas. I like to get a little butter on the bottom, flip it over and let it do its thing. This is brown a little bit. Add a little bit of garlic there. Let that get busy. Limited resources cooking right by the river, so I think we're just going to do a little mixture of spices in this bag. I like to use a little bit of cumin for these fish tacos. Make sure we don't burn our delicious tortillas. And then kind of get a feel for how it's cooking. If we have enough seasoning once it's on there, kind of get a couple wafts and see what it's smelling like. Tiny bit of chipotle. Won't burn us out of here, but a little extra flavor. Hopefully I don't shred these nice fillets that Matt cut up for us. So for our fish taco sauce, we're gonna be using half sour cream, half mayonnaise, and a couple solid limes. The recipe I got from my sister, Chef Steph. And we're gonna be mixing it in this fantastic Ziploc baggie today, which is nice and simple, and that's one less dish to do. So we'll probably do maybe
half of the mayonnaise, half of the sour cream, and not be too scared to go a little crazy on the limes. All right, I don't know if Chef Steph would approve of this method, but she's not here and it's gonna be delicious. Chef Steph would definitely get at me for my messy workstation. Okay, so simple as this. Pretty fragile little units here. They're ready to flip when they stop sticking just a little bit.
All right, we're here to check on the fish. It's been 2 hours, and we're gonna see how they look. The lake caught ones have a lot more oil in them, and the skin comes off. But these spawners, you can see they're real dry, and but they, you know, once they cool off, they have a real nice texture to them, and yeah, they turned out pretty good.
And to garnish these fish tacos, we're gonna have some green cabbage, some red cabbage, some fresh cilantro, and some of that garlic that we cooked up, and a little bit of avocado, and topped with our white fish taco sauce. These are small tacos. We're gonna have a couple. I don't want to put too much on, just enough to distribute the flavor. Small little squirt of fresh lemon there. And I think we're in business. Oh, yep, can't forget the little bit of garlic there.
You smell that? Last year down in Mexico, I was so excited for fish tacos. They're nothing compared to this. You gotta try it.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. This month's specials include High Country Jerky, just $11.99, and Hostess Bag Donuts, 2 for $5. Pabst or Rainier Beer Cubes, $16.49 each. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
How's it going, buddy?
You know, I've been coming up to hunt this ranch for 15 years.
Yeah, he helps a little bit. He's more of just somebody to laugh at.
It's really been great. And now it's a lot more fun with, you know, my girls.
Just the look on the kids' faces when they finally knock one down. Something that I'll remember forever.
Without that relationship, they wouldn't have that opportunity.
It's landowners and hunters working together is what makes things work the best.
Absolutely.
Coming up this week on the Outdoor Calendar.
It's time to sight in that rifle and sport that hunter orange. We're just 2 weeks away from the start of general season deer and elk. The season starts on Saturday, October 25th and runs through the end of November. Remember to visit fwp.mt.gov for more information, regulations on your favorite area, and to purchase a license. Here's a good reason to get amped up for this year's ski season. On Saturday, October 18th, is the Days of My Youth film showing at the Lone Peak Cinema in Big Sky at 6 and 9 p.m. Travel around the world in search of deep mountains and deep powder stashes. Tickets are $12 at the door, or go to lonepeakcinema.com for more information. Coming up on Wednesday, October 15th from noon to 5 p.m. is the used outdoor gear sale on the campus of the University of Montana. Drop off your gear to sell between 7 and 11 a.m. and then pick up your sweet cash payout after 5:30. The UM Outdoor program collects 20% of the selling price. Visit U of M's outdoor program online for more information. It's getting colder outside, but that's no excuse to stop running. Get out and run with the Big Sky Wind Drinkers on Saturday, October 18th, and run to Bridger Bowl. There are 5 options for all abilities to participate. Run from 3 to 17 miles, all ending at the Bridger Bowl ski area. For more information, go to winddrinkers.org. If you have an event that you would like to post on Big Sky Outdoors, go to our Facebook page or www.bigskyoutdoorshow.com. Give us all the details of your outdoor event and we'll post it here on Big Sky Outdoors.
And I'm ready to stroll. Give me to the stage so I can pay you my soul. My soul.
Let's take a quick break and turn the time over to you, the viewer, for this week's Photo of the Week contest. This first photo was sent in by Peter Harris, who was hiking near the Garden Wall in Glacier Park with some old college roommates. Every year they get together for some sort of adventure. This year they chose Glacier. The morning Peter snapped this cool picture of the cliffs and the clouds started off with a storm, and then the weather cleared and it turned out to be a beautiful day. Bill Heron took his annual backpacking trip to his secret spot in the southern Bob Marshall Wilderness. The scenery and hiking was spectacular. The water was beautifully clear and the rocks made trippy patterns on the bottom of the streams. Fishing for pure West Slope cutthroats was great as evidence in this beauty that came up from a deep hole for a hopper pattern. Thanks for the photo and story, Bill. John Spies and his kids started hiking at Logan Pass and were heading down the Highline Trail to Granite Park when he captured this majestic shot of glacier lilies and the surrounding peaks. The hike was a bit long for the kids, but they had a great time and made some lasting memories. Frank Walsh snapped this photo on a recent fishing trip in west central Montana. It sounds like he and his 2 buddies had quite an adventure. The fishing was good, they encountered a moose in the middle of the river, they saw wolf tracks in the sand, and got respectable sunburns. On the last day, they woke up to a cool, crisp morning, and the sky was so clear they could see forever. The winning photo this week goes to Kevin Patrick. He caught this nice cutty while fishing with his family in western Montana. The weather was dismal for days, but while fishing, the skies cleared and the fish wanted to be caught. This happy fish was released back into the river to be caught again by another fisherman. Thanks, Kevin. You are this week's winner of the Photo of the Week contest. Remember to submit your pictures along with a brief explanation of your latest outdoor adventures on our Facebook page, Big Sky Outdoors, or on our website, bigskyoutdoorshow.com. The winner this week wins the Badlands Monster Fanny Pack from our friends at Montana Army Navy in Kalispell and Whitefish. Get it, get out, and live it.
Great fishery for other fish. Cantaloupe rainbows that eat off of them and they get real large in Lake Kootenai. So black bears, grizzlies are coming down, so that's also a neat thing. So if you do go, be safe, bring bear spray, whatnot. But it's a great thing to do. It's fun. It works real well. It's fun for kids, fun for the family. I enjoy it, and plus they're really good eating. The salmon move up and they do spawn and then die, so it's good to get them out of the river and eat them, and so we can all enjoy them.
We'll see you next week on Big Sky Outdoors.